Hello, this is Photography Gamer, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm reviewing Arma 3 for Microsoft Windows via Steam. Arma 3 is a military tactical shooter developed by Bohemia Interactive. The game was originally released in 2013. So what is it like to play? Well, the game starts with some excellent VR tutorials that give you a solid grounding in the controls and gameplay features. The game can be played with a mouse and keyboard or via a controller, but be aware controller play is a little bit limited and you'll still need access to the keyboard for certain actions. Controls vary for the infantry, air or land vehicles, but in general it's a pretty solid system. Arma 3 is a realism based experience, which means most of the things you take for granted in other games aren't here to help you. For example, you'll be map reading to triangulate positions before you head cross country to your target. The accuracy of your weapons depends on various factors such as your stance. Fire while standing and you'll have a lower chance of impact, but kneeling and you'll notice a marked improvement, with going prone being the best way for an effective shot over range. Recoil of weapons is something you will also have to deal with, as is the terrain. You see, simply running across the landscape will drain your stamina, and stamina dictates how accurate you'll be in combat. Also, how much gear you carry has to be considered, and the game has an incredible amount of gear at your disposal, from compasses, rangefinders, explosive weapons, first aid kits, you name it, it's in here. General gameplay in Arma 3 isn't exactly action-packed though. You'll spend a huge amount of time navigating the terrain, getting from A to B, and dealing with those stamina issues I mentioned. And it's this almost mundane logistic aspect that makes the skirmishes so effective and so impactful. You know, you'll be making your way through hostile terrain, then all of a sudden bullets come out of nowhere, and before you know it, you're down on the ground desperately trying to identify where the hostiles are. Skirmishes have a chaotic feel, not just visually but also in terms of the audio. Your squad commander will be barking out orders, bullets will be flying, and it has a really disorientating feel that gives off that sense of what real combat must be like.
Man, 100 meters front! Man, 200 meters front! Cancel! Engage that man! Front! Harris, engage that man! Northwest! Everett!
Obviously, speaking as someone who's never served in the military, I can't say whether it is authentic or not. But it gives off the sense of realism, and the fact that so many ex-military personnel play the game or were involved in making it mean Arma 3 is probably the closest you're going to get to the real life situation, within the safe bubble of a computer game that is. It may be challenging and unforgiving, but the combat situations are fascinating as they unfold, whether you're competing for the best position, finding the ideal location to cover your squad, or just digging in as you wait it out. It all makes for a captivating and tense experience. There is a huge amount to learn, but it is well worth it, and some of the most satisfying combat gameplay experiences I've had over the years have been in Arma 3. The game can be played solo, but multiplayer is where the game comes into its own. Forming your own squad, working as a team, and overcoming the insurmountable odds make for some great sessions. In terms of game modes, you've got campaigns, showcases, challenges, and scenarios. The game also features a map editor, allowing for some pretty cool customization, and it lets you design challenges and scenarios for you and your squad to undertake. Finally, there are lots of paid DLCs to choose from if you want to add a bit more gameplay, such as SOG Prairie Fire, which is a cool Vietnam War game mode which I'll be reviewing separately soon. Graphically, the game does show its age, but I can't say there were any major issues that stopped me enjoying the experience this time. Yes, textures, character models, animations, they're perhaps primitive, but again, there is enough detail and character in the game world, you know, the elements within it that do the job just fine. One quick mention has to go to the accessibility options, which are fantastic, and they let you customize the visual experience almost to like the nth degree. In terms of sound, on the whole, I'd say it's pretty decent. The voice actors are believable, in particular when you're in the midst of intense combat. The sound effects are grounded rather than being over the top, and the music was okay, albeit a bit poorly suited in certain situations. Okay, what's good and what's bad? What's good? Combat skirmishes are tense, exhilarating, and varied. The game has a huge amount of content to play through. The tactical gear at your disposal is immense. Solo and multiplayer offer two completely different experiences, giving you replay value. The realism grounds the game, adding to the impact when combat erupts. And the accessibility options are excellent. What's bad? The control system could do with an overhaul, the musical soundtrack is a bit hit and miss, and it can be a bit too grounded at times, lacking in the enjoyment department. So what's the verdict? Arma 3 is an in-depth combat experience for fans of military simulations. Rather than go down the Hollywood route, Arma shows warfare in a more grounded manner, emphasizing things like orienteering, preparation, stamina, and making key strategic decisions in the midst of battle. That gameplay choice has two distinct impacts. One, it makes you feel more like it's a simulation. Two, it does take away some of the fun and enjoyment that combat games usually feature. I mean, it's not the most enjoyable game I've played based in a combat arena, but realism and entertainment aren't always the best partners. It's not sexy, it's not showing off, it's a boots on the ground military sim that tries to give the player an experience as close to real combat as you can in a computer game. Overall, I really enjoyed the challenge, and anyone who wants a comprehensive military experience rooted in realism, then Arma 3 is something you should consider investing in. But if you're looking for more instantaneous fun, then you might want to give this one a miss. So my score for Arma 3 is 8.5 out of 10. Okay, that's the review. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. This is Photography Gamer signing off. Thank you.